What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I have to say that this is going to be freaking incredible. So I was at Floor Decor, which is a tile place. We have several of them in Virginia and things. And I'm doing the kitchenette in the guest house that we're doing, guest suite. And so we have kind of a unique situation. We have all the pieces that I was cutting in my workshop for the kitchen, and we don't have a lot of kitchen counter space. So one side is about 45 inches, the other one is like 54 inches. So I found these countertops. Now these are 30 inches wide, 5 foot long, and I can cut them down. So actually my countertop is actually going to be 27, and what I'm going to be able to do is I'll be able to cut off the extra wood off of here, split it in half, and use that actually as my backsplash, which is great. This is actually amazing, because when I was there, the reason why I went there was they had 30-inch countertops, 5 foot long, which would work, and they were listed for $129, which I thought was a great price. Now, when I looked there, it basically said that they were workbench ones, but they had these at $99. So I got my two countertops. Look at this. Let me flip it. Look at this. Now, I'm going to go through it. It does need to be sanded a little bit, okay? Not much, but a little bit of sanding on here. We'll end up taking our edges. We'll take our router, route the edges down with the quarter round, and of course cut in for our sink for our sink, and cut in for our countertop. But what we'll be doing is we'll be using the spar urethane. Yeah, the spar urethane. Now, to give you an example, because a lot of people don't like butcher block countertops. Now, here's the thing about butcher block countertops. Typically, people will just oil them, and they'll actually use them like a real countertop. And I don't necessarily recommend that, because you can't exactly go through and just scrub them. So, what I want to show you, our kitchen is constantly in use. Now check this out. This is with spar urethane on it. And this, as you can see, it's getting used right now. But this is spar urethane, and this has been about 3 years in use. And we actually have our, where we've gone through and we've varnished this with the spar urethane up underneath of it to take care of it. And you can see it's got water on it. It's wet, but no warpage. And this over here we're using epoxy resin on, and that's held up incredibly well. Mind you, that's the floor joists that from the kitchen here when we had to redo that. So that for $99 each, that's a steal. So we're going to be using those, and I'm going to put them in my shed here, and I'm going to be able to start spar urethaning both sides of it. And that's the key thing on it, is spar urethaning both sides so it seals it up and protects it. But this, wow, shout out to Floor Decor. I can't believe how beautiful these are. Yeah, wait till they're in there in the kitchen. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We haven't been working on our guest suite since Friday, actually since Thursday, but we're back at it right now. And I've had some other things I needed to take care of, and right now we are laying out our tile. And see what we're doing here. We're using this wood grain. It's a gray, which will go good with the color on the wall. It'll also go good with the black trim and stuff like we have on our medicine cabinet. So sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes better be lucky than good. You can see where we're actually going to work out really pretty good right here on going around the shower piece here. We'll get a marble threshold to go in there, and I'm going to go ahead and measure out these tiles to go in here to finish filling in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a rapid set. So I'll go through here and I'll lay tiles as far as I can go before I can't step out. I'll let that set come back in an hour or two, and I'll be able to come through and then do the rest of this. So we're going to get this thing put down actually pretty easily here. So I'm going to measure these and then go ahead and cut those and come back. Okay, so I've got my first batch here. I didn't mix up a lot of this cement because it is speed set and you don't want it to start skimming. And for now, I'm just going to do up to this line to make sure that they're true. Now, this is old school. I don't have any levelers, any level clips or anything like that. I don't use any spacers. I'm just using my straight up eyeballs, okay? The key on doing this is making sure that you have the floor with a good base on here. Using the go boards down on here first. Cementing those down, all that, you see how nice and even the floor is. It makes it a lot easier to go ahead and get this stuff put in. So I may go ahead and start sanding the walls and getting this painted, or I might go ahead and go get some plywood so I can go finish putting together the cabinets, and then come back and try and put the rest of it on. If I go ahead and get the rest of the tile put on here, tomorrow I can actually get the vanity put in and get the toilet up and working in here, and then we'll really be talking about big changes. The next thing, of course, is I've got to do the tile in the shower. I'll do that tomorrow. So, go clean out the bucket, because buckets cost a lot of money now. All right, we ran out of paint, but we did get the first coat of paint on the walls here, which is good. I didn't have enough to finish over here. We bought 1 gallon for the whole space, and we used it all up. The new drywall basically soaked it all up. And we're coming down the home stretch on the tile. So we got 3 rows left, and it's pretty close to being exactly perfect to fit in there. So if I can get these set right here, I'll be able to glue the toilet flange back down. And tomorrow we'll be able to grout the floor, set the toilet, set the vanity, and then we can start working on the tile in there. And that means we're getting closer and closer to getting done. So I'm going to go ahead and get these tiles put down and call it a day. Well, there we have it. We have it all down. Get some grout. We can grout it in the morning and set the toilet back in here. Yay, we actually have a bathroom. And we can put the vanity in and get that hooked up and start doing the tile here. And we'll be working on, actually I've got the microwave cabinet pieces back at the house. I'll start putting that together so that way we can actually start getting things in place. So it is definitely coming along pretty good. I think that that's a nice look for this bathroom. It's nice and bright with the light that's in there. I think it's going to work out pretty good. And when we get these cabinets here with the butcher block countertops, and boy did I get a deal. I got to tell you about that too. I've got to varnish those. I meant to actually put an edge on them, sand them, and to get the first coat of varnish, but we'll do that in the morning before we come over here. So I've got a Red Brick House committee meeting I got to go to, so I need to go get that done. As always, I appreciate you guys. Peace out.